And we are live. Happy Monday. It is 1:11. We are almost 2 weeks into the entire new year. It's super hard to believe that is the case. I am working on getting my system here. Okay. This is the very first time I've gone live on both Instagram and Facebook at the same time. And hopefully there will be no issues that come up at all. So if you're just joining today, my name is Rachel Hunter, and I'm a work-life balance expert. And I became a work-life balance expert after experiencing a huge amount of burnout more than 2 years ago. And since then, I've pretty much have made it my mission to learn how to get the most out of my personal life so that I can manage the different hats and roles that I have in my own personal life and my own personal businesses and not feel like I'm going to rip my hair out at every moment of every day. I am a stay-at-home mommy. I work from home. I've got a couple of businesses that I operate from home as well. And I work outside of the home a couple of days a week. I have a coaching business, and I also am an at-home learning coach for my oldest as well. So I wear several different hats. I have a lot of roles and responsibilities before me, and I want to make sure that I don't lose my head and take it out on the people around me. So whenever I experienced burnout, I quickly learned that what was happening with me, I was projecting outward to people around me. So if I was irritable, everybody else around me was irritable, right? So it's like happy mommy, and if mommy's not happy, then nobody else is happy. And if you're not happy, then the rest of your life is really not going to go as smoothly as it could. So I went on a whole healing journey. I did a lot so that I could learn more about myself, why I behave the way I do, and paying attention to my body, paying attention to the things around me. So if you're just joining us, this is week 1 of 6 of the work-life balance workshop training. So, and this came together very quickly. 2 days ago, I was having a conversation with my personal business coach, and she's like, Rachel, what does it look like if you did 6 weeks of live videos? Because I shared with her that I would really wanted to do more live video in my content. And I'll be starting my next group training, my next group coaching in February. And just leading up to that, getting used to being in front of people every week and showing up regularly. So if you're just joining, if you're live, go ahead and do hashtag live. If you are coming here on the replay, do hashtag replay. And also let me know where you're coming in from. So like what state are you in? What city are you in? Where are you right now in this beautiful world? And then I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes, and then I'll go ahead and start in the training. I see we've got, what's up, sis? My sister Retta is on here. I know she's coming in from Chicago. I've got some other people on here as well. So let me know where you're coming in from. What city are you in? What state are you in? And if you're live, hashtag live. If you got the replay, hashtag replay. And I'm just sharing a little bit about my personal journey that I've gone through after I experienced burnout. And if you have experienced burnout before, go ahead and let me know as well what that was like for you. What led up to you experiencing burnout and how you felt during that situation of burnout. Because when I experienced burnout, like, I was so stressed I could not even think. And it became so immovable that I couldn't even I couldn't do anything, because burnout is such a serious thing, and a lot of people think that maybe it's not a real thing. However, to me, burnout is just something I'm so passionate about because it almost ruined my life. And if I hadn't had done something about it, I would still be where I was. I'd still be working 80 hours a week, not seeing my kids, and not sleeping, not taking care of myself, and being mean to everybody around me. Like, I was so masculine at that time in my life. What's up, Suresh? How you doing? Happy Monday, 1/11. All right, I'm going to go ahead and jump in right now to the very first day. And if you guys see me taking off layers of clothes, it's because I got lights all around me. And if you've ever been on a set before, those lights get heated up. And so although I love my scarf, I can already tell I'm getting too sweaty to wear it. So I'll probably be shedding off my scarf in just a moment. So please don't mind that. All right, so what is work-life balance? So through my market research, I have found one of the number one thing people struggle with is just being able to manage that home life situation with that work life situation, and to not give too much to work and not to give to too much to like that life situation to those around you, and to also make sure you care for yourself. So work life balance, it starts within. Work life balance starts with you. So it's not anything really around you that's causing you. It's you allowing things to happen. It's you having a certain mindset. It's you not taking care of yourself. And I'm not blaming or pointing any fingers at anybody or saying that you're not doing a good job at taking care of yourself. Okay. I'm saying that when you're mindful and pay attention to your behaviors, your actions, your mindset, and your vision, then it becomes easier to manage the chaos around you. So starting within yourself and then working outside. So even if you work from home, like I do, if you work outside of the home, like I've done, if you work remotely, like I sometimes do, or if you're a stay-at-home parent, then you need balance. You know, I coach business owners in my group coaching business, and they're not the only ones that need work-life balance. So even if you don't own a business or have some sort of business, you still need work-life balance. That's because starting with yourself and being able to, like, I imagine like a scale. So like, and I can't think of what it's called. It's like, who's good at science? Who can share me with the name of this dang freaking scale? But like, my kid has one downstairs, but it's a scale, and like you put stuff on one side, you get the feather on one side, then the rocks in the other, then you add and take away until it's balanced. There's like a more scientific name other than just balance. So if you know, let me go ahead and let me know. All right, so you know, the truth of everybody needs work-life balance, and we're going to be starting with the check-in system today. So whenever I was creating like the flow for this, I looked at the process that I went through from healing from, you know, burnout and experiencing that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shed some of this off. I love this scarf. However, I'm starting to sweat. All right, there we go. That's better. So what makes you feel imbalanced internally? So an internal imbalance can be anything from emotional to physical to mental, anything wellness related. And knowing where you are at all times is going to help you to keep a check on your behaviors and how you're acting. All right. So things that contribute to feeling imbalanced internally is fear. So a huge thing that came up in market research is that people have this fear. They fear that there's not enough, that there's not enough time, they don't have enough money. You know, it's just lack mindset all around, and it's just they don't feel like there's enough. So fear can really contribute to feeling imbalanced. And you know, most people that struggle with anxiety and depression, they have irrational fears that replay in their mind all the time. Like, you know, worst case scenarios that just keep coming up. Their kids are going to die or get stolen. And I've gone through these cycles myself because I think it's natural as a parent that, you know, when you have something so precious that you're responsible for, you know, you imagine like worst case scenario happening, and then what do you do to solve it? And like, I had to stop watching Lifetime movies for this complete reason, because it was literally keeping me up at night, stressing and worrying about situations that hadn't even happened and most likely were not going to happen. So fear is a huge contributor to feeling imbalanced. Also, that lack mindset, so feeling like you don't have enough, feeling like there's not enough time, money, that you are not enough. Let me tell you right now, stop. You are enough. There is enough. You have enough. You're going to have enough. There's always enough, okay? When you get into the abundant mindset, it makes it a lot easier to know going forward that you're going to be able to handle the craziest that life throws at you. Another thing that really gets into imbalance is guilt. When you feel guilt, you're going to feel that you're imbalanced, because guilt is not a natural feeling. Guilt is something that we allow ourselves to feel when we do or don't do something. So it's like, I ate a donut right before I got on this, like full disclosure. I had zero guilt. I enjoyed the heck out of my donut. It was absolutely delicious, and I enjoyed it because I wanted a donut. Okay? When you allow guilt to come in, you start feeling that lack, you start to feel that pressure, and it doesn't serve you. It's not healthy to feel guilt. Another thing that causes imbalance internally is trying to be everything for everyone. Let me tell you, number one, you can't be everything for everyone. Number two, you don't need to be everything for everyone. It's not healthy. It doesn't serve you. You overextend yourself. And it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. Another thing that really causes imbalance is lack of sleep. So when you're not getting enough sleep, physically, you're not going to feel like you're running on all of your cylinders. You're going to feel like you're sluggish, and then you start turning to things like excessive amounts of caffeine. And then when you have excessive amounts of caffeine throughout the day regularly, then it causes to have interrupted sleep patterns. So it's a cycle. So, getting enough sleep. If you're just getting on right now, live, hashtag live. If you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. And then also let me know what city and state you are coming in from. We got Minnesota on here. We got Charlotte, North Carolina. We got Chicago, Illinois. Let me know where you're coming from. Okay. I'm going to have some tea. And this is a big one. I have a post actually coming out today about this one. Lack of boundaries. So this is boundaries not only within your relationships. A large amount of boundaries happen with your cell phone or with any device or screen time. We become addicted to touching, feeling, and holding something all the time. That's an addiction. We become addicted to what's going to be in that phone waiting for us whenever we're not on it. So we want to see the notifications, the messages. We become addicted to that feeling, and that can help you, that can contribute to you feeling imbalanced. So those are the main things that cause those internal balances. And now here's a system that you can use to check in with yourself. So I call it the check-in system. And this is a system so that you can know where you are at all times with your health, your wealth, your vision, your relationships. So those are like the four main areas of your life. You have your personal health, your wealth, your money, your income, your vision, what your dreams and goals are, and then your relationships with yourself, relationships with those around you, and also objects and substances around you as well. So assessing where you are at all times and knowing what your level is. So those are the four areas we're going to focus on right now. So health, wealth, vision, relationships. So if you have a piece of paper and a pen in front of you, go ahead. I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel about your health right now today? On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about your health right now today? Next, your wealth. How do you feel about your wealth on a scale of 1 to 10 today? Then do your vision and your relationships. So you should have 4 different areas with 4 different numbers rating 1 through 10. And you can share it if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay too. All right. Just knowing where you are. If you are anything below a 7 on that, it's time to do a reset. It's time to do a closer look of what's contributing to you having lower scores in those areas, and paying close attention to why those are a low number. Okay? If you've got a 10, I don't have a 10. I give myself like a 8.9, almost a 9. So if you have a 10, that's great. Hopefully it's a real 10 and not an exaggerated 10. Because that's usually takes many, many years to accomplish. All right. So what systems do you have in your life right now that are working well? So for the check-in system, look at what is working well. So when things feel like they're falling apart, things feel like they're getting a little bit crazy, Look at what you have that is doing well. What do you have that is feeling like a success to you? What is working in your life? So even if it's literally just waking up and getting out of bed when your alarm clock goes off, count it. Even if it's something super simple, like for me, y'all, I literally count brushing my teeth every day. Like, gold star for Rachel. I brushed my teeth today. Like, seriously. Celebrating those small wins can really help you to feel more balanced because you have more joy. When you feel like you're winning, you have joy. You never feel anybody that's winning and they feel like they're really winning internally, and then you can actually see the winning within their life. You hardly ever see them struggling, right? So celebrate your small wins, and then also find the systems that you do have in your life that are working well. So what is working well for you? Is it your morning routine? Is it your nighttime routine? Is it your meditation practice, your journaling habits? Is it your email practice with your coworkers? Like, are you really good at sending emails on time? Like, what are you good at? And focus on that, because when you know what you are good at, it's going to be a lot easier for you to figure out how you got there and then apply that to the other areas of your life. Does that make sense? Type yes if that makes sense. If it doesn't, say no, share more information. Okay. So looking at what is working in your life, that is super important. And almost done here, just a couple more things. And then where do you see there is room for improvement? So first, we're going to focus on what is working, what we do enjoy, what we do like about what our current systems and what is working in our life. And then also, so if you have a sheet of paper, if you have your paper in front of you, you can do this. I'm going to show you an exercise that I do. So literally draw a line across the top, a line across the middle. So you got one side working, one side not working. So what is working, what is not working, okay? And then on the next page, you're gonna do the same thing, draw that same T down the side. And then on the place that the left-hand column, start with what's not working, and then right next to it, what do you want instead? So if your sleep habits are not working for you, you're getting in bed late, you're waking up feeling really tired. So for example, what's not working? Getting in bed late is not working. Well, what do you want instead? On that same line, and the other column right next to it, you would put, I want to feel well rested when I wake up. So if you don't want to get in bed late or feel tired when you wake up, instead you want to wake up feeling well rested. So it's a compare and contrast. So what is not working, and then what is working? What do you want instead? Hope that makes sense. Okay. So just to recap a little bit of this, we're going to wrap it up right now pretty much. Balance is something that's personal, and it really starts with yourself. So if you want to see different things in your life that are improved, if you want to see those areas of your life that don't feel stressed, they don't feel crazy, that you do feel like you have a handle on what's happening, because there's a lot of changes and uncertainty that are happening. And I'll tell y'all, I'm not worried. I don't worry. I know that everything's going to be taken care of, because I believe in myself. I believe that I'm on the proper path that I'm supposed to be on. I believe that the universe is actively working behind me, doing things that I don't see that are going to work out in my favor. And that serves me so well knowing that, because I have trust. I trust the process. I trust myself, and I trust the universe. So if you're in a situation right now, like I was more than 2 years ago now, when I was going through this series of burnout and just, I didn't like myself. I wasn't making healthy decisions around me. I was just like a tornado. Like I was a storm, tearing through stuff, tearing through people. And I'm so grateful now that I've learned to have this work-life balance and have peace and have calm within myself. And not experience things like fear or guilt or anxiety and depression. I've been on depression and anxiety medication in the past because I didn't know how to handle it. When you think about it, a child, when a child has a temper tantrum, it's because they don't know what to do with their emotions. They don't know how to act differently because they haven't been taught and they haven't learned yet. So, with what you're feeling inside, if you do feel lost, if you do feel out of control, what do you want instead? If you don't want to feel lost and out of control, do you instead want to feel peace and calm? Do you instead want to feel powerful and abundant? Just figure out what that contrast is. It's going to really serve you as you start to create these systems within your own life so that you're able to grow and be living the life that you choose to be living, that makes you happy, that brings you joy, that lights you up inside. Because nobody needs to be living a life that doesn't make them light up. And the life that you have right now is exactly the life that you want, because if you didn't want it, you would do something about it. Oftentimes, we're waiting for things to happen. And yes, things have a way of working them out. However, your mindset has a way of working it out too. And when you take care of your mind and your body and, spirit or soul, whatever you believe in, it's going to all come together full circle. And I promise you're going to be okay. I absolutely promise this. So if you enjoyed this live training, I really hope you're going to come back. The next week's training is going to be announced on the morning of. I'm keeping them a surprise until like the day of as they come up. And whatever your biggest takeaway was, just go ahead and put it in the comments. So like, what was the number one takeaway that you got from this live workshop training for 5 simple systems for that work-life balance? And what's your action plan? So if you've done the compare and contrast, like if you are going to I encourage you to do the compare and contrast and then come back on here and comment, because that's going to show more accountability for you. So if you are able to do that, I really look forward to seeing, what a few of those takeaways are and some of those compare and contrast. And next week, Monday, same time, same day, Monday the 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're getting back together for another live workshop training. So y'all have a beautiful Monday. I wish everybody hope and joy and abundance today. And I love you all, and I thank you for supporting me, and have a wonderful day. I don't actually